welcome back to my channel. So OhuhuHU reached out to me to see if I wanted to collaborate with them. We are celebrating their 5th anniversary. Can't believe it's been 5 years already. They did send me their new 40 set colors. We're going to be taking a look at that in today's video. And we're also going to be redrawing / recoloring the first video I have using my OhuhuHU markers on this channel. But first, let's take a look at these markers. Alright, so these are the colors that come in this set. This is also their broad and fine tip, not the brush markers. I'm definitely used to working with the brush markers, so this is going to be a throwback. And I'm here for it. Look at all those pretty colors. So it's 40 colors and one colorless blender. So like 41 markers, 40 colors. Because the colorless blender is just there if you need it. And these are the accessories that come in this pack here. They give you like a color sheet that we'll be using in this video to see the colors. And these are the current colors that are available in the OhuhuHU series. Did they misspell their name? OHUHU? Baby boo. Just a little mistake. But oh my goodness, I didn't know they had this many colors. Like, what in the world? I love this. Alright, so let's go ahead and start working on that color sheet here. Okay, so this is me trying to figure out which one is 9 and which one is 6. It took me way longer than it should have. It wasn't even that hard to tell too. Like all I did was just flip the marker over and see the writing and then just look up. It took me a little longer than it should have. Anyways, back to this coloring sheet. All the markers did match the color caps. I didn't put that in, but OhuhuHU does a pretty good job at like matching their colors to the cap. I did a really bad job of like staying inside of the box. I usually just like color when I'm doing my own color sheets. I don't make like a square and then just color perfectly in there because I know it would have been hard for me. But it was fun. That's all that matters. Those are all the pretty colors. So this is the very first drawing I did coloring the OhuhuHU marker on this channel. So I will be redrawing and coloring it in today's video. But first I wanted to do a separate drawing only using the OhuhuHU markers that's in this set. Because the second redraw I'm going to use my other markers as well. So yeah, I just want to do a full colored drawing using the 40 set. Alright, so this is a drawing I drew on Procreate and transferred it onto my cardstock paper. It always looks so stiff when I like transfer it. It never looks as good as the reference. But I understand why. It's just because there's not that many lines that expresses the drawing. Anyways, it'll look a lot better after. So I'm going to be doing the lineless art style that still has some lines in there. But it's just where you put down a block of color and then you use lines to like just define the shape so everything is just not merged together. That's the best way I can explain it. This piece was really fun to color. The only thing I struggled with was the skin tone. There wasn't like another skin tone that was like this pale color that could be in between that blush color and her skin tone. So the blush was very, very hard to like blend, but I still did it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was hard to blend. There wasn't that many color options when it came to the skin tone. But besides that, that was literally it. Everything else was good. I don't know why, but maybe it's the colors that are just very bright, but it's giving me like pop art, like the pop art style. And I think it's because of the bright colors. The colors are just so vibrant in this piece. And yes, I also changed her outfit. I just put like those ribbon ties. Is that what they're called? The little strings, ribbon strings, just to add something to it, just because the way I drew it, it didn't look as good without that. And I gave her like elf-like ears just because I thought it was cute. And I also wanted to change up the wings on this one as well, but I was like, I've already changed up her design this much. Let me just leave something there. But I don't like the way I drew it at all. Even on my second piece, I don't like the way I drew the wings. But my favorite part of the drawing is the hair and her eyes. I just like how blue her eyes look. They look so like, I don't know, striking. Like your eyes just go straight to her eyes. So that's fun. And the hair as well, just like how soft it looks. So yeah, I don't completely hate this piece, But I wish I would have used more of the blue in the shadow areas. Like I like how under her armpit looks. I wish I would have used more of that blue under her neck, in that neck area. I don't know what that brown color I used under there was, but it would have been better if it was just blue. The blue and the pink and her pale skin would have been cute. Like I thought about doing it, which is why I started it, but like I didn't commit to it. Like that would have looked interesting. I'll try and do something like that in my sketchbook and see how that's gonna look. Alright, and I'm just using my Arteza fine liners here to just line the piece. I kind of wish I didn't line it as much as I did, but I guess it doesn't look all that bad. I just should have used less line art, especially in the eyes. Like I totally just, it still looks striking, but not as much as it did in the previous versions. Alright, so this is what the final piece turned out like. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? So now we're gonna move on to the redraw of this piece here. Alright, so like I said, this second piece I'm going to be using other markers. So I'm going to be using the brush markers. I feel like I work best when I'm using the brush markers, so that's what I'm doing. So sketching out this piece, I wish I didn't have the reference right next to me because it was stressing me out so much. Like I wanted it to look like the reference, but having it next to me, I don't know, I felt like it kind of limited me and just made me a bit too stressed, and I wasn't liking the way it was turning out, but it didn't look all that bad. But I'm just not like 100% happy with the way it looked, and I feel like having the reference next to me kind of, I don't know, it was like added pressure, I guess. Like just, I should have just flipped it over and like occasionally just flip it and see, oh, okay, let's do that. But I had it right next to me and I was like going back and forth like, oh, let me change up her hand, and oh, let's give her the same expression, like all that. I felt like I was trying to copy that piece instead of like seeing where I am right now. But yeah, in the moment, I just didn't realize it until like now. I'm just like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have had it right next to me like that. And the second problem I faced on this piece was the marker that I used for her skin tone, the base color, was so dry. I didn't know until I was like halfway done with like her body. And then it started like streaking and being all patchy. But thankfully I had like other colors as well. Just not as, I didn't have that exact same color, which was a little bit frustrating. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to restart this whole thing. But I was able to save this piece because I'm stubborn, and I don't really like giving up in pieces lately. Like I wanted to finish it. And my favorite part of this whole piece was the coloring process. I didn't look back at the original drawing to see, oh, this is how to color. So there was no pressure. I was literally just going with the flow and having a variety of colors to just mix. It was so nice. But I do feel like I drew her eyes like really huge. I mean, they were pretty big on the original one as well, but they kind of take up the majority of her face in this piece. Yeah. Yeah, and I think I also made her head like pretty small. I'm like looking at it here. Yeah, her head is like small, and then her eyes are just huge. I'm gonna blame that on looking at the reference too much, because I was trying to draw it in the way that I would draw it now. Like the way I draw faces now is a little bit more realistic compared to the way I used to draw faces. So me trying to make the eyes big like the original piece and then still have it look right in the way I draw it now just looks a bit off. Anyways, big eyes aside, I do like the way I colored the piece, so that's something I'm like really happy with. The skin just looks so nice, and the eyes as well. The coloring looks good. I'm glad I didn't use black on this piece at all. Like it's like a dark brown color. I feel like black would have just thrown it off so much. So good job to me for sticking with just brown colors. And I really hope you guys are liking the video so far, and I really want to thank OhuhuHU again for collaborating with me again. I can't believe it's been 5 years already. So nice to see the brand expand, and like I just really love how they listen to their customers and critiques and just take it in and produce something really good. And this is what they look like side by side. And yeah, I really want to thank OhuhuHU again for helping me paint up my inspiration. And I hope you guys can also paint up your inspiration using the OhuhuHU markers. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys, thanks for watching.